Hey everybody, Bo McBig Time here. We're doing a special Friday night DFS show for Join Our Circle _ on Twitter. That is at Join Our Circle _. Don't just forget the underscore because you'll get a knitting group that hasn't been active in 15 years. They're a wild bunch of blue hairs. They will cut you with a knitting needle. They will torture you with their crochet hooks. They are not the right group. So this is Fantasy Intervention DFS show. Okay, you are joined live here with Bo McBig Time. That's me. Scott Simpson. That's him at Nimble W Numbers. Scott, how you doing tonight?
I was doing well before this. I watched Andrew Schultz Saves America on Netflix. That shit is hot fire. He makes fun of everybody. Everyone's going to hate him tomorrow. I love it. It makes me just, giddy with excitement because I love tearing down demagogues. Every side of the aisle is on fire in this. I love it. He's talking about Gavin Newsom. He's talking about everybody. Pelosi,
Good.
Trump.
Good.
He goes after Epstein, the whole shabazz. And so it was.
You got something with your glasses there?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man.
You keep moving them up and down and side to side like you can't see, but you can also see a little bit better with it off. And
I got these on my Christmas list. I got 2 new pairs coming. My daughter stood on these. She jumped on them. So they got fucked up a little bit. And
hashtag girl dad.
Yep. You know what? And here's the thing. Hashtag okay. Like, there you go. Like, gotta get new glasses. Nothing gonna do about it. Right. Love. So, not a big deal. Can't make a big deal out of it.
Nope.
Just
all right. We got ourselves a DFS show right here. Week 15 is upon us. We're not going to be talking about the Saturday games tomorrow. Boo-hoo. Those are 2 good games. I'll be playing some of that, but today's show is about the main slate on Sunday. So you're 3-4 games in the late slate. Most of them are early again. I don't know why they do that. It's so imbalanced most of the time where you're like, oh, we get to watch 3 late afternoon games. Okay. I guess we don't have a freaking choice anymore. We get to watch a handful of early games and then nothing in the late slate.
Well, and I will say this: the one caveat to that is that they have the Rams and the Jets, which is a shit fest. I mean, total shit fest. No one wants to watch that game. So they'll be touching down on touchdowns in that game, but they won't be really watching that game. They're going to be tuned into the Chiefs Saints game. I think that's of course the draw. Eagles
the main one.
Good. But, I mean, imagine this. Imagine if you dropped the 49ers Cowboys down into that 4 p.m. slot, and then you took the Falcons Bucks and put it down there. You just have it'd be great. So
what? And the Cowboys 49ers was originally the Sunday night game, but it got flexed out for the Browns and or the Ravens and somebody. I can't remember.
No, the Browns and the Giants, which now is a terrible game. I would have flexed that game for the Chiefs Saints. That's a big bungle. That's a big bungle. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I think CBS kind of pulled the clout card there and said, nope, we get the game of the week this week. It's in the contract.
Yeah.
that was probably when they weren't going to flex.
Yeah. Well.
So let's hop right in. We got a lot of people getting knocked out of these season-long leagues, and I think those tournament lobbies are going to be chock full of DFS newbies or people first deposits in a month or 2, and they're going to be throwing some chalk into the tournament lobbies. I guarantee it. We're going to have lots of plays. That's probably why the Millie Maker is only $10 because they're going to have like ass load of people in there. Just ching, cha-ching, 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 and some more cha-chings.
And some ching. I'm not going
to they're all going to play the Chiefs and Saints game. I know that.
I know they will. Well, and I don't want to digress too much because Chase will kill me. But I'll just say this. I've been cashing in the Millie Maker each week. It's been about 30, 40, $50 each week where I win. And I don't win the Millie. I don't win hundreds. But my most solid lineup kind of is in there. And so I think I could win 100 this week. You know what I mean? Like that's my thinking of my normal pattern. If I get lucky, win 1,000. So if I really get lucky, we're taking the mill home. And we'll be doing this from Tahiti next weeky. We'll see. I'm down to win the Millie this week. You gonna win the Millie?
I'm in it too, and I believe my lineup for the Millie is just crazy enough to work because I don't want to feel good about my Millie Maker lineup. I want it to be like submit, and then watch. It's like like 2 weeks ago when it was Baker Mayfield with Jarvis Landry stack that nobody saw coming that took it home.
Yeah.
It's like you can't feel good about it because if you feel good about it, everybody else feels good about it.
Yes. Yeah. Alvin Kamara.
Well,
Alvin Kamara.
That's a nice funnel they got going there in New Orleans tomorrow or on Sunday. So yeah, we also have a tournament with you and me. We're hosting a tournament on DraftKings this weekend too, and it's full of sharks. We got blood in the water already, guys.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, so let's name some names. Who do we have in there? I saw we have Chipotle in there. Is Chipotle in there?
Chipotle Addict is in there. M Maker's in there.
Empire Maker.
Those are two very, very, very notable names on the DraftKings slate. Especially Empire Maker, he's one of the best DFS players in the entire world. Like any sport, you could. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I follow him on Twitter. I want him to follow me back. Empire Maker 2, if you're out there, follow me at Bo_McBigTime. I want to pick your brain. I want to beat you this weekend. That would be a feather in my cap. It wouldn't mean anything to you to lose to me, but it would mean a lot for me to beat you.
Dude, I'm excited. I know people were a little kind of like, oh man, the Sharks are out, but a few of us were like, we're
getting
the shark. I here's what I like about it is that I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. But if you're gonna come over in my tournament, you're coming from Twitter, which means that you are aware of me, and I'm not a nobody on Twitter. So it's nice. It's nice to have the Sharks over. Hey, guess what? I'm taking your money this week. It's only $10, but it's gonna be fun. Yeah. And both can take your money too, because we're gonna finish 1-2. 1-2, baby. That's how.
If I can take Scott's money, I can take your money. If Scott's taking your money too.
We'll both be taking your money, man.
Remind the viewing public what happened last week in our head-to-head Thunderdome.
Oh man, yeah. Let's talk about the white dog shit I was eating all week. Shout out to Bowman Big Time who came correct with Derrick Henry, who he lit me up, man, like a Hanukkah menorah. Just boom, 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 all across. And the oil was lasting for like 43 points. And Aaron Jones, who I had put in as my RB1, just shit the bed completely. That white dog shit. He transferred it to me. He shoved my face in it. And
are you sure it wasn't that stout Detroit Lions defense that kept Aaron Jones in check?
No, it was Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers now have a thing they're doing where they're like, well, let's just all get touchdowns, you, me, and we'll look great. And like, you'll get records, I'll get records, and we'll just dominate. I'll be the MVP, and we'll get Mahomes, out of here. He threw 3 interceptions last week, and Aaron Jones doesn't matter as much. That's what I think. Down at the goal line, Aaron Rodgers matters, not Aaron Jones.
So with all these millions of people that are going to flood the lobbies this week looking to strike it rich, they're not going to play that many cash games. They're going to see cash games are going to be pretty scarce. I think tournaments are going to be so full. We're going to have like outlet tournaments flooding into the GPPs. We're going to have over 500,000 entries in the Millie Maker. It's going to be insane. Talk about Kansas City at New Orleans, since it's the glaring chalk fest. We want to get this one out of the way. Who are you going to pull from that matchup? Since, no matter where you look, there's going to be high ownership percentages from all these big names in this game. Who are you looking to go after?
Before the news broke today that apparently Drew Brees is coming back from the dead, which, that's nice to hear. Because the last time I saw him, he looked like he was going to die. He was on the sideline.
He looked like a squeezed out toothpaste.
Yeah, he was on the sideline with this helmet on, still going.
He couldn't breathe.
No, he couldn't breathe. And why don't you go in and get your ribs x-rayed and get like your cortisone shot and go lay down? Like, what are you doing, dog?
And plus, he's old enough to get hearing aids from me, so it's
man, right. He's older than me and you, dog. I just come on. Well, at least maybe I'm 41. Is he older than me? I think he's older than me, right?
He's the same age as you, at least.
Yeah. Come on, dude. If one of my ribs was broken, I wouldn't work for 2 months. I'd be like, ah.
Yeah. To be fair, Drew Brees back really revitalizes Alvin Kamara's receiving upside. It does. That's, we're talking 50-60% ownership on that guy in the Millie Maker, or in pretty much any tournament you're going to be in, because he's 7,400, and with that receiving upside, he's up there with Kamara, with Cook and Henry with upside, of course.
Yeah. Well, we can definitely talk ownership right now, and right now, at least this is on the Occupy Fantasy tool that I subscribe to. They have Alvin Kamara on the DraftKings main slate at 14% ownership. That's definitely going to get up around the 20s. You got to think by this Friday, by what's those Friday? So Saturday afternoon, it's going to go up, 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 up like the stock market. Jonathan Taylor, 18.5%. Derrick Henry, 25.6%. So,
Wow.
yeah,
9,500, still high.
Yeah, Charlie, my guy, Charlie Warner at 34% ownership. The San Francisco tight end at 2,500. Apparently, there's a run on him that I missed on Twitter. I don't know. Yeah,
well, I mean, all those snaps he's getting below Jordan Reed and Ross Dwelly. I mean, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Whatever. But yeah, no, I do. I really like Patrick Mahomes this week. I really do. I know the Saints are a tough matchup, but man, he has so many weapons. And if you're going to cover Tyreek Hill, he's going to throw it to Kelsey. If you cover Kelsey, he's going to throw it to Tyreek Hill. And then if you cover both of them, he's going to throw it to Sammy Watkins or Mecole Hardman, or he's going to have Le'Veon Bell out of the backfield. Like, I like him this week. I'm not going to be playing him in tournaments, I don't think, because I think his upside is capped a little bit. But I mean, he's always set to go off. I like him in cash though a lot. I think he's a strong play. I'm going to be pairing him up with Kelsey. He's my main play there. What do you think about that in this game?
Oh, sorry. It has a lot of upside, and so you can't really ignore the volume that you're going to see in this kind of a shootout game. It is what it is. You can't fade Mahomes in any matchup. The Saints are tough, but they're tough against the run. So I really do think a team like the Chiefs that throws it most of the time and doesn't really feature their running backs much is going to do pretty well against the Saints secondary. It's going to be really tough to fade any of those pieces, no matter how expensive they are. Yeah. And so, yeah, I like pieces of this game. I like a Mahomes and Kelsey stack. I like a Mahomes and Hill stack. I can't really double stack that because it's too much money. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll throw a dart at Mecole Hardman or Sammy Watkins, but it's like your main guys are getting most of the big plays. They're getting most of the touchdowns. Everybody's going to have them. And so I might pick pieces out for different builds, but I'm not going to feature this game in a game stack because everybody's going to have it. Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's other games that are sneakier, explosion. Way sneakier. Yeah. And we're getting there. Ooh, let's go. Are we going to the Tampa Bay Atlanta game next? Yeah, why not? Ooh, that sounds delightful. That's Tom right there, my man. Tom Brady. That's your boy. Man. You've been talking about him all week. I put him in my lineup last week. He helped me win my $100, even though he only kind of min cashed at 16 points. It wasn't great, but he didn't sink me, which is what you want your quarterback to not do in those cash games. I cashed well above the line, so I do like Tom Brady this week. I like Tom and Gronk stacked. That's a nice little stack. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Rojo's out. I mean, he's on COVID list. He's not going to come off. I just see that offense being more pass heavy, particularly because they're up against a terrible Atlanta pass defense, and that's their weakness. And so, why not exploit their weakness? I know that's novel, but I mean, Tom Brady wants to throw the football. You saw it last week. He threw the ball downfield to sky another nice pass. So I do like Tom this week, and he's not super expensive. So. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to pay for Evans and Godwin if I'm going to do a big stack, but I do think AB is a little sneaky play as well. What do you think about AB? I got you. I can hear you. Bo, are you there, my man? So Bo's paused for a second. I'm also thinking that, Matt Ryan is terrible, completely terrible. I'm out on Matt Ryan this week, and he's not somebody who I'm going to be playing at all.
I think he's a fade. I think the Bucs defense is a good, strong play against Matt Ryan because right now, without Julio Jones, they are going to focus on Calvin Ridley, but I think they're also going to focus on stopping the run, and that's not going to be a hard thing to do. They're going to make the Falcons one-dimensional. I think they're going to crush the Falcons. I really like the Bucs to crush the Falcons this week. Bo, you back, my man? I can hear you. I don't think Bo can hear me, though. We need to have a Morse code for me and Bo to let him know that I can hear him. So, well, I'm going to work on getting Bo back in here. Let me see if I can fix his mic for a second.
Yeah, sorry, my headphones are dying.
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we can hear you. So go for it. So what do you think of Matt Ryan this week?
Matt Ryan?
Yeah.
He's a great tournament.
Right?
Well, yeah, not really.
Right?
For a tournament, he's almost perfect at 5,400 because if he gets a couple big plays to Ridley or Gage or Hurst, you're looking at something that you can build on with that price. It's such a low price, and you never know when Matt Ryan could have a blow-up game. So, yeah, he's a full fade in cash. He's a full fade in most of my lineups, but you can't just not have a lineup with that price that low. Especially Tampa Bay is a passing funnel.
I'll have one of those. I was just saying when you were off, I think Tampa Bay is going to crush them. I think that they're going to make them one-dimensional, completely one-dimensional. And I think that Ridley could get some garbage time, but he's not going to be crushing them. It's not going to be a back and forth kind of game. I think it's more of a lopsided affair. But they're not going to run the ball. They're going to throw the football, that Tampa Bay is. And so Matt Ryan's going to have to throw the football. So, yeah, in tournaments, that might be a nice game stack where you have one of the quarterbacks and two wide receivers from one of the teams. Would you play Evans and Godwin together? Would you play AB? Who do you like in that wide receiving core for Tampa?
I like Gronk a lot. I mean, Gronk at 4,200. I mean, you basically have yourself an easy opportunity to go after Gronk. And 4,200 for a guy who's going to put up numbers as a wide receiver 2 or 3. What's not to like? I mean, it's something that you can go after.
Yeah, 4,200. If he catches a touchdown, Bo's headphones have died. So, Bo, can you hear us through your computer or no? I think Bo is being sidelined by his technology currently. Yeah, no, I mean, and following up on what he was saying about Gronk, he is $4,200. If he gets a touchdown, 6-7 receptions, 80 yards, he's getting you 20 points. He's going to be in there. He's going to be 5 maxing out. He's going to be value through the roof. So, I definitely think that he's somebody that you want to have in your lineup. I like a Gronk and Tom Brady stack. If you want to get diversified, maybe run back with Scotty Miller or AB. He seems like downfield, he's definitely targeting Scotty Miller. That's somebody who, is cheap and is not going to set you back like Bo is. Bo left me here all alone. You know what? Sometimes it's just how it is. I'm not alone, though. I've got my fire here. I've got my beer. Yeah, this is Scrum and Hooker from True Respite. It's a nut brown ale. It's a pint. Real men drink pints, apparently. That's what I've been told. I'm not a real man, but I pretend to be one online. So I don't know what alcohol percentage it is, but it's good. It tastes like heaven. Yeah. Oh, here it is. 5.5. It's delicious. So cheers to everybody tonight. Hopefully Bo can come back on his podcast that he asked me to stream for him since, that was the plan. So, but friends out there, Bo knows, right? Yeah, Bo does know. Yeah. Yeah, Bo, yeah. Bo's hot sauce, man, that hot sauce is delicious. I do love a good hot sauce from Bo. I've got all mine back there. You can see them. There's like 8 of them back there, right there above the fireplace. I keep them hot and heavy all the time. All right, I think Bo's coming back in. Let's see if we can get him back in. Hey. Mr. Bo, big time. Welcome. Hey, you guys. Hey. So, yeah. So, talk about Russell Gage. You're saying you like him as a 4.7K option in a shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. Volume is king. And if he can sneak into the end zone, that's going to be really nice. That's an easy play. I mean, it might be a little chalky at the end of the day, but I don't think so because he's another guy that's kind of under the radar because we were expecting him to kind of slip into that role when Julio got hurt earlier in the season, and he wasn't. It was Zacchaeus, and when Ridley got hurt, it wasn't Gage either. It was Blake or Zacchaeus, and now Zacchaeus is out, and Gage has kind of stepped up, and he's put up double digits and 11 and 15 points the last 2 weeks. Yeah. And that's going to make you money if you're spending down at wide receiver, which I'm keen on this week. I'm spending way up at running back and tight end, and I'm spending way down on wide receivers. I have builds where my most expensive wide receiver is 4,300.
Wow, that's sexy.
Really, really a good button.
I'll tell you the ownership right now in the Falcons, and it'll pivot by tomorrow, I'm sure, but Calvin Ridley's at top owned at 9.1%, Russell Gage 5.9%, Matt Ryan 3.8%, and then Todd Gurley at 3.1%. So, you're getting all of those guys. If you want to do a triple stack, you're getting under 18%. You're actually getting around 19% almost. That's not bad. That's not bad for three of your 9 weapons. I think that's a nice little bargain there. So
it really is. The pricing is really good because you never know. It might be a shootout. You never know when the Falcons are going to show up.
No, excellent. Anybody else in that game you want to cover, or you want to jump to the next one?
Yeah, I'm all over Gronk. A little sneaky pick I'll go over later is Keyshawn Vaughn. Yeah, like Fournette's a good play, but I just can't I can't hype myself up to Fournette doing anything, even if more volume. But that might mean he's the perfect tournament play. Who knows?
Yeah, right. You just never know when these players are going to hit. And I think, that's just indicative of the ups and downs of the season. They might just be trying to get through this 1 week. They're trying to win this week. That's the mindset of every coach. We want to win tomorrow. And so if they think that giving Vaughn the ball and having a quicker, younger back there, because they knew all week they weren't going to have Rojo or whenever they knew, I think it was like Tuesday they found out. So, I'm doing a thing where I'm not reading anybody else's reports this week, but I will go read scouting reports of, team, beat reporters, things like that, because they're just reporting, So I'm going to do a little pewter reporting myself tonight. The Pewter Report, it's a good site. I follow them on Twitter, and they got a lot of the team news. I'll look and see what the backfield situation was at practice this week, That's a nice sneaky play. Real sneaky. Like millionaire sneaky. So, what
do you think about Indy and Houston? That's my third game that I'm focusing on. And it's probably my favorite game.
Yeah, you know what, man? I like both of the running backs this week. I like Phillip Rivers this week as well. I like T.Y. Hilton this week. We watched this game a couple weeks ago when Houston cared a little bit more. They don't care anymore at all. No. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They don't care. It looks like our guy Deshaun Watson's gonna die on the field, like Lawrence Taylor's character in Any Given Sunday. That's what it looks like. And so
he's putting his cape on every week, just taking the whole team on his back and taking them to Valhalla.
Yeah, well, you saw when he got hit at one point, he's laying there, he's going,
he got a wind knocked down for sure.
He's gonna go, You're like, this he's dying on the field. And then they brought in, what was that stiff they brought in for him? AJ Machete. Is he married? He's still married to that hot, beautiful lady, right? Who got all our attention that one game when was it? Who's
married the guy? Is a wrong word.
Yeah. Is he a Mike Pencer? I'm just asking.
Yeah, he's probably closer to a Shapiro.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, I love it. Only Bo McBig Time and Scott Simpson bring you this kind of shit right here. This is perfect.
So this is my favorite game on the slate. You're right about Houston. It's Deshaun Watson. It's Kiki Kute.
Yep.
And, Brandon Cooks, you can throw a really pointy dart there, but I don't trust the guy. He's one concussion away from his whole career being over, and it's scary to watch Brandon Cooks play. I think I'm more afraid to watch Brandon Cooks play than I am Alex Smith. Alex Smith's got a shin of steel now. He was literally made of steel. So right. I'm not worried about his leg. I'm worried about Brandon Cooks' brain.
Right.
Yeah. All tissue injuries. I'm not worried about those either. I'm worried about him taking one more hit and just being donezo.
Well, he's that little. He's like right in the hit to the head zone, you know.
And I don't think he has 4.3 speed anymore.
No. It's those little guys. Like I watched Baker Mayfield just kind of just duck a little bit, and a normal lineman just coming in for a tackle was called for, roughing the passer because he hit helmet to underneath his arm. The guy couldn't get any lower. He would have to fall down, and then he'd be hitting him in the legs. Like it's just like it was impossible. So that I always feel like Brandon Cooks is in that zone of poundage.
Yeah, and I mean Akins is okay, and they put Hansen back on practice squad with Cooks back.
Yeah,
it's Kute, it's maybe some Akins. Both these running backs are dead to me. I'm not playing either DJ. They're awful. They don't run the ball anyway.
The worst.
They're both corpses out there on the field, basically. And then you have Indy, who's got all these nice stackable options, stackable like Tupperware, as I like to say.
Yeah.
Rivers is a good stack option because he's throwing the ball 40 times a game. Like, even if you give JT 20 carries and 5 catches, it's Rivers throwing it 40 times, and Hilton's on fire. He owns the Texans. That was the last time I fade a healthy T.Y. Hilton against the Texans 2 weeks ago. I'm not doing that this week. It feels like a trap, but that might be your Millie Maker. Feels like a trap, so I did it anyway. Michael Pittman Jr. as a rookie is a great option. I'm tired of waiting for this kid. Every time I'd say he's got a great matchup, he's going to be a great option. He scores 8 points.
Yeah. Well, right now, you're not seeing Rivers dialed into him. You're seeing Rivers dialed into Ty. Like they're simpatico. And that's what you want.
Wide receiver. A lot like Drew Brees. I don't know why people don't compare the two very often, but you have your option A, and then you have your dump off. And you have option A in San Diego and LA when Rivers was with the Chargers. It was Keenan Allen, then it was Austin Eckler.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. And then you have Drew Brees throwing to Michael Thomas or Alvin Kamara. That's it.
Yep. Well, remember when we thought, because Philip Rivers would throw to Antonio Gates all the time. Remember we thought Jack Doyle was going to be a thing. Well, he hasn't. Trey Burton's been a thing from time to time, but really, Rivers has been a man searching for a target, and now he's found him in T.Y. Hilton. I think you play T.Y. till the wheels come off. That's where I'm kind of, playoff matchup, playoffs. I'm talking playoffs. Like they're going to be in the playoffs. That's a great playoff DFS play. I'm T.Y. all the way. I love that play. So,
yeah, for me, it's T.Y. a little bit of Pittman. Burton as a dart throw because he's a touchdown threat on a weekly basis. I just don't know when it's going to happen. So great tournament plays. I'm fading JT this week, and after I literally called his exact stat line last week, I called this pretty much the final score of the Colts Raiders game. I knew exactly what was going to happen. It was like I was from the future, shot back in time to 2020. Or else, they're shooting me back to 2020. But yeah, I knew that T.Y. Hilton. I didn't know T.Y. Hilton was going to go off again, but I did know Jonathan Taylor was. And this week he's 7,000, and for me that's a little rich for my blood. So I'm going to be focusing on Nyheim Hines' receiving upside and his ability to score touchdowns as well. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Hines is sneaky at 5.4K. That it's just I would do a stack of T.Y. Hilton, Nyheim Hines, and Philip Rivers. I think that would be a nice little sneaky stack right there, and not cost you that much either, because
was my exact surprisingly spicy stack from my article today.
That's it right there?
Yep.
Listen, I got to be honest with you. I love that play, and because I'm on a media fast, I've not read any articles or looked at anybody's plays or anything. So it's cool when two different processes come to the same conclusion. Hope we don't have the same limit. Yeah. Hey, I might play that stack against you in our head-to-head, but I'm not going to say. I've got a lot of play.
I think we only have to go whack 1 week where you use a surprisingly spicy stack from our article against me and you lost anyway, even though it was the one that smashed the hardest.
I know.
On the Washington stack.
I didn't pick your other stacks. I didn't like your Andy Dalton Schultz stack as much as that one. Did you do those this week? I can't watch them, but I'll tweet them out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did.
Do me a favor. and it's only Friday, so there's plenty of time. Tomorrow, send me all of the ones that you did, or tonight or whatever, in DMs, and then I'll retweet the shit out of them tomorrow. I just can't watch them, unfortunately, because of my media fast. My media fast did net me $30. I won $29.50. I was about to win 70 fucking bucks or more if they just get the ball to Waller in the end zone in overtime. It's so terrible. John Gruden sucks on the 5-yard line. I've not seen a worse coach. Run up the middle, throw it over someone's head. Time to kick. The first time he was in the red zone this year, when he threw the ball to Jason Witten on 3rd down, and I just went, oh, God. All right, fuck. Derek Carr's going to suck. Oh, my God. What are they doing?
We were on the phone together when they ran the play action wheel out to Alec Ingold on the short side of the field where you didn't have the ball. Yeah, and he threw it in the inside of the receiver anyway, so I had no chance of going anywhere, even if they completed it.
Ball down backwards. If he caught it, he was going to catch it and then tip over. Listen, you have a guy on your team who used to be a wide receiver named Darren Waller, who is still a wide receiver, and you knew that when you dropped it in the bucket earlier. Throw him a fade, a jump ball, a corner route, anything. Throw him one of those where he clears out and just turns around. Run 6 yards and turn around, bro. I'll give it to you right in your gut. Like, what? I played backyard ball my whole life. You can't get the ball to Darren Waller in the red zone. You're an idiot. You're an idiot, John Gruden. And you're wearing the wrong hat. Sorry, I digress.
Yeah. Anyway, the moral story is Scott is Twitter Gandhi this week because he's not reading or watching anything that other DFS people are doing. So
anybody's
fasting until Sunday. He's going to come out and drink water and have a piece of bread as a symbolic gesture. He's brushing his beard because he's so frustrated.
I just get a little naughty. I need to get it poofed back. If bread and water are symbolic of beer, sausage, eggs, and cheese and a tortilla, you got me.
And
yeah. All over with hot box, baby. Just double fisting with hot. Oh, while you were gone, I was showing people my fireplace, and then right here above my hand, 8 bottles of the Magic. And one of them open, but 7 are sealed. I don't even put them in my fridge. I keep it down here. This is where I eat most days because I'm working like a fucking dog. Go get my hot sauce every day. Bing, 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 bing. Love it, man. I heard Mike got his 5 today. He was very pleased. He got, I got to tell you, life hack from Mike today. Just normal conversation. He said, here's what he does with his eggs, because I make eggs every day. He put bows all over it after, he cooks them. He puts bows in it and then mixes it in. I'm that guy with the mind blown going, ooh. Tomorrow morning, I make my eggs. I'm going to just shake out a whole bottle in that shit. I'm just going to just douse them. So I can't wait, man. Have you done that before with your eggs? Is that a normal thing? Am I an idiot?
It's great idea. For me, I don't like to season or do anything to my eggs until after they're cooked because they can make the yolks a little runnier and softer. And I like a nice integrity.
Me too.
So
my dad would try to make runny eggs. Kill them.
But yeah, salt, which there is salt in the hot box, can affect the integrity and the viscosity of the yolk. And I like a nice thick runny yolk.
You got to have a thick yolk, man. Yeah.
So, do you have any plays that are not obvious to the average DFS player, but they should be?
Oh, that's a good play on words there. Obvi, but not obvi.
Yeah, obvious to us as people who break this stuff down every week, but the lay person is not going to see them as obvious plays. So this is not obvious, but should be.
Well, I think there's some obvious plays, and you look at the way that DraftKings pricing is, and here's what DraftKings pricing really is. It is a matchup matrix based on what players average, and then also on the defenses that they're up against and how those teams normally play. Or sometimes it's straight fuckery. For example, DK Metcalf priced up this week when he's been undervalued or not hitting his target. He's been hitting around 2.2% max value last couple weeks, just not doing it. And that's fine. He's still fine. He's still scoring 20 points. He shouldn't be up there at the 25-point range for 3 max, though. Like, that's just not, what are you doing? And so I think he could crush this week. I looked at his matchup actually after I faded him in my article, and he does have the slightest of the corners this week who is going to face up against him in Kendall Fuller if he does go against him, if he's his main one-on-one. I don't know if they're going to rotate or have Moreland come over. Moreland normally is in the slot. I looked at Jimmy. Moreland averages on the whole year. He gives up 5.6 points per game to fantasy points per game to the receiver. The most he gave up was 19 to Larry Fitzgerald in like week 2, and he's been shut down for a long time. So I think Lockett's a fade. I think Russell Wilson's a huge fade this week for me. And so sometimes it's not a play, sometimes it's a fade. It's just a fade. I'm fading Russell Wilson this week, and so to me, maybe it's not obvious. I have him on my team in my playoffs, in my big money league. So, I'm at a conundrum because there's definitely some people I could pick up in my league over Russell Wilson. We'll have to talk shop another time, but yeah, he's not somebody. What about you? Is there anybody that you've been thinking like this guy's a smash? You got to have him in your lineup no matter what you do besides Travis Kelce? I mean, continue. You share.
It's Gronk for me. It's Irv Smith at tight end. I love Irv Smith this week. He was great last week. When he gets targets, he's a great athlete. He's a lot like Waller. And he's more polished as a tight end than Waller is. He played tight end at Alabama. He played for Nick Saban. There's a lot of standard there to where he's a polished receiver. He just needed to get better at blocking and all that stuff. And Rudolph's the veteran. He's going to get the deference and the starts. So with Rudolph out, Irv Smith's a smash for me at 3,600.
Yeah, such a cheap price. I love that price too.
Yeah. And going back, Cole Kmet again. Cole Kmet is always good. And he's getting Graham is questionable, and he's been kind of taking a back seat anyway.
Yeah.
And so Cole Kmet's a great play. I mean, I've been getting a lot of buzz on Twitter around Cole Kmet. Everybody seems to think that he's the flavor of the month, which is it's fine. He's a great tight end. He's young.
Yeah,
but
young.
Now that he's kind of seized the job, I like him too.
Yeah. I will say, didn't Jimmy Graham have a touchdown last week?
He did. He fell into the end zone with his giant body. He dragged his corpse at 6'7" into the end zone, and Trubisky threw a Velcro ball at his face mask, basically.
Yeah, he did. And he went, yeah, he caught that motherfucker.
It was like one of those sticky hands that you had when you were a kid out of the quarter machine.
Yeah, the googies. The ooey gooies. No. Well, I'll say one play. I'm scanning the thought process. I really like Nyheim Hines a lot. I do like him a lot. We talked about him earlier at the RB position. I'm trying to think of somebody maybe who is undervalued in.
What about my favorite rebound play, Marvin Jones?
I do like Marvin Jones. I like the Texans are terrible. The only thing I'm worried about is Stafford and his ribs. Has he practiced this week? I've not been able to focus him, but not at all. Okay.
I'm still leaning, even if Chase Daniel is the starter, which it looks like it's going to be. Chase Daniel is not a slouch. He's not bad.
No, he's a career backup. He's been around a long time.
He knows the system, and he's got talent around him. Swift and Jones are really good, and Jones only got shut down last week because he got matched up against Jair Alexander. So fire back up Marvin Jones. Chase is going to listen to this and love it because he loves himself some Marvin Jones.
Marvin! I mean, you always have to love Hockenhaus. Hockenhaus is the guy, so you can't not like Hockenhaus.
Yeah, and I think a sneaky play, even if Chase Daniel is the guy, is playing a little Chase Daniel, DeAndre Swift, Marvin Jones, or one of those two with Hawkinson. I mean, that's something where the Bears don't guard the tight end very well.
Yeah, no, they don't. I'm not normally looking at myself, so I just noticed my beard is out of control. Good Lord, it's like another head on my head. Like my head, if you measured my head from my beard to my hair, my face is like 10 times bigger than your face. Not yours, but like everybody else's. Yours is good.
Mine was getting crazy until I went to the barbershop on Monday, and so
you look good, man. Your hair's looking good. And he's out. This is just a Scott Simpson beard show now. I got a mustache too, bitches. But yeah, they got to cut this out. But that's fine. I don't care. They can cut it out. It's just kind of crazy that my mustachio is not as big as my beard. My beard is like 6-7 inches long, So, well, look, Bo's coming back. So, man, we just went full beard talk for like 17 seconds there. It was great. You know, I showed my mustachio. It was great. We had a good time. I said, Chase is going to have to cut this out.
Yeah, it's going to be like 15 minutes of show. At least we're moving right through. I have Russell Gage. We talked about Kendrick Bourne. Everybody's on Ayuk for good reason. He's a high volume guy. But the other side is going to be just as poorly covered with the Cowboys corners, just in shambles.
Yeah.
Kendrick Bourne's a touchdown maker. I mean, he's a red zone threat. He has been since early last year. So give me Kendrick Bourne at 4,300, I think, or 41, something down there in that price range, 2,000 less than Ayuk.
I have a question for you in this game too, because you never know with what Kyle Shanahan is going to do. But what do you think about Jeff Wilson at 5,100? If he's the starter and he's going to get 30, not touches, but maybe he gets 20 touches, maybe 5 passes, maybe 15, maybe I don't know. What do you think about Jeff Wilson this week?
Love him. Love Jeff Wilson. He's also on that list. He's in the other surprisingly spicy stack. I mean, we have Nick Mullins, Jeff Wilson, Brandon Ayuk, or Bourne. You can go super cheap. You can double stack the 49ers against a terrible Cowboys defense. I love the Cowboys.
Terrible.
Since I was 5 years old. And their defense is god-awful against the run. They're god-awful against the pass. And they give up points. And that's why the Cowboys offense, it's pretty easy to run it back with, even against a tough 49ers defense. With like CeeDee Lamb. It's like CeeDee Lamb's another obvious one because he's working the slot, and Dalton likes throwing to the short receivers, and the outside corners for the 49ers are Richard Sherman and Jason Verrett. So I think they're going to have Cooper and Gallup pretty well locked up. So
what do you think about Raheem Mostert at 5,800, $700 more? He has no injury designation anymore. Well, what does that do for you? Anything? I mean, he's a better athlete than Wilson, but I don't know. I mean, with Shanahan, you never know, right?
No, I mean, it doesn't move the needle because Shanahan is never going to feature the running back you think he's going to feature. Mostert is their best running back. He's the big play guy. But it's not appealing to me because I'd rather throw a flyer at Jeff Wilson, who's actually healthy.
Right. That's what I'm wondering, because some of these injuries disappear on game day on the app or on your ESPN app, and you're just like, oh, cha-ching, they're good now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, and then you see like Keenan Allen yesterday. Good, yeah, not being good. I didn't play him anywhere. I didn't have.
I was lucky. I saw the actual beat report where they said he's probably going to play, but he'll be on a snap count. And I heard snap count. I was like, nope. Nope.
No, I saw John Paulson from 444 get on there. He's baggy sweatshirt, looked like he hadn't shaved in a couple of days. Just was like, listen, don't play Keenan Allen. I'm about to take him out of the FFPC Championship League game. Don't play him. Don't play him. You know, I was just like, yeah, don't play Keenan Allen. I didn't play him once, so.
Wrapping up, I do like Jalen Hurts this week. Rushing floor is big in DFS.
Yes.
And even though I think he'll get pretty well funneled into a passing kind of game script, he's always going to be able to spring out of the pocket and scramble. So him as more of a cash play, actually. I mean, I don't like his upside passing because they have tape on him now. But in a cash game, I actually like his floor. I like Jalen Hurts' floor because they're going to have to come back. I don't think the Eagles are going to have to back-to-back great games because they're just not that good. But Hurts is a much better quarterback than Carson Wentz is. It's just plain and simple. I've been saying it since they drafted him that Carson Wentz is not as good as this guy. They drafted this guy in the second round, and Wentz has never lived up to his top 5 billing.
No.
Even that little MVP run, that was all coaching. That was Frank Reich being a mad scientist, drawing up plays to maximize his quarterback's ability.
Well, didn't Trey Burton throw a touchdown? Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. He's missing Frank Reich's prayer meetings, is what I've heard. That's what Daryl Johnson said on the broadcast. Yeah, it was hilarious.
And Moose Men's.
Listen, prayer meetings are great. but here's what really guys do. They just like to be together, right? And so he's missing a guy who is a great football mind. You see it because he's the head coach of the Colts. So, yeah, you took somebody away who is a head coach now of a playoff team. That's going to hurt Carson Wentz. But it's not because they're prayer room buddies, because Zach Ertz and him are prayer room buddies too. And he doesn't give a shit about Zach Ertz anymore. So, I mean, like, stop doing that. That's not how football works. Prayer rooms are not how football works, man. It's
and the Jalen to Jalen connection, that's a whole different prayer group.
That's right.
Rager is going to be the next 5 years plus.
Yeah.
But
totally.
yeah, finishing up with not obvious but should be is Darnell Mooney. This guy is too talented. He's too good. We're talking about, again, an pretty easy matchup for a guy who's he's got too much ability running routes. He's gonna draw single coverage all game because Allen Robinson's gonna draw the lion's share of the attention. And Trubisky throws a better deep ball, throws a better scramble ball than Nick Foles by a mile.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to tell you guys too much because I don't want to tip my hand here, but Trubisky is a sneaky little play there at 5,400. He was priced down. When I was going through my priced up, priced down article, I was just like, what? No.
Give me the skinny at 5,400. Do you want Trubisky or Matt Ryan?
I would say I would take Trubisky with Mooney as a stack, and then maybe roll Cole Kmet in there as a sneaky stack as well. Cheap, keep it down. Then you can go up and get your Derrick Henry. Then you can go up and get your Alvin Kamara and double have those guys in there. Right. And then I don't even tell you what to do in your flex, but if you can get Kelsey in there, I mean, just yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Listen, Mark Andrews.
Secrets you're sharing with the public.
Listen, I've been in the hive. I'm not even fucking kidding. This is like funny thing about life is it's not shtick. I went out find some white dog shit and I ate it so I could authentically write that article. It tasted terrible. I had to get people's dog shit that was out there for weeks and it was frozen. It was gross. I don't care though, right? Because here's the thing. I have not read anybody's thing once this week. I didn't. Bo sent me some of his plays and I was like, I'll put one in for the people. Each one of you saw one of yours in each of those plays, but then I put one of mine in for the people, you know what I mean? And so like, I respect your Rob Gronkowski call. I already kind of thought it too. I'm pretending like you didn't say it because it's the only kind of influence like this is kind of cheating almost, but I'm doing this for you. So I do like a lot of plays.
So if there's anybody you're going to glean from, it should be me.
Of course. Well, here's the thing. If I win $1 million, we win $1 million. Like immediately, Fast Hard Finish gets incorporated, and there's a couple $100,000 in that bank account, and we're ready to start that, launch that missile, and we can take people under our wings.
Let's win $1 million with the Flyers because that's where it comes from. My first flyer is the guy who's on the hot seat. The 49ers quarterback, Nick Mullins. We don't know what his leash looks like, but I think he's going to do just fine against my Cowboys. And CJ Beathard, he's actually worse than Nick Mullins, if you can imagine that. Nick Mullins is a walking turnover, but he can still throw for 303 touchdowns.
Yeah.
CJ Beathard is not that guy.
No, not at all. Yeah. No, I love that call down there, priced down amongst the 5K. I mean, 5,100 is just ridiculous for that. That is a real nice little sneaky play. It's so fucking sneaky. It's
down there with him is last week's darling Drew Lock. What do you think about that?
I won some money off of Mr. Drew Lock. I played him. I stacked him. I didn't have Hamler, but I had him with Patrick. And so when he went off, I did okay. He's not, in this week, he's not in the build because he's in the Saturday game, but I still like him, going forward. I'm a little bit, I talked to Mike about him and I listened to the Sunday Night Crew kind of like break him apart. Chris Collinsworth is very. I respect him. I'm not gonna say he's super knowledgeable in all areas. He's got a great team of people who work at PFF who make him look better than he is, obviously. But he just said something like Drew Lock is more successful when he scrambles out of the pocket. And it was a big picture thing. And I kind of started watching it. But in that game last week, he didn't do that. He didn't scramble out of the pocket. He stood in the pocket and he fired the ball downfield. And that gave me some hope for him. I do like him. If we're going to do a little sneaky play this week in the Saturday games, it's another show. We'll do another time. But yeah, I'm not giving up on him completely as somebody who is a great dart throw, in some of these little tournaments that you're using. So,
yeah, good call. Let's talk about Keyshawn Vaughn. I mean, now that he's there, sitting right in front of us.
Just so sexy. Yeah, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, when he was getting touches and he was on the goal line and you're getting there like, what number is that? What running back is that? Oh, snap. No one has him. That's how I always think. No one has him, but if you got him and this game gets out of control and Fournette, it looks bad, man. Fournette looks old. And I love that Shady's still around, but I don't, man, because he's shimmying and shaking. He's getting a little – I think a straight line runner or somebody at least who can wiggle and then run. People are getting way more yards than what these guys are getting. I think if you get Vaughn in there, I mean, you got 2 touchdown side upside. That just it's a slate breaking upside is what you have. Honestly, yeah, I know. I'm not gonna say anything about it anymore. I won't stop.
And, my other flyer running back is Gus Edwards for the same reason. We're talking late game blowout. The Ravens are going to kill the Jaguars. I mean, the Jaguars playing everybody tough, but they match up terribly with the Ravens. The Ravens are going to run for 300 yards plus on them. We're going to have Lamar Jackson show. We're going to have J.K. Dobbins show. But
yeah,
if it's out of control, guess who's going to get a lot of those second half carries? It's Mr. 2 touchdowns last week, Gus Bus.
He was dangerous, man.
4,400.
Trucking people on the way to the goal line too. That one carry, it wasn't like he just scampered in like Emmitt Smith, like ho ho ho, here to jump. He crushed a dude on the way to the end zone. So
yeah,
that's what you see in your run back.
He killed a man.
He killed a man on the way to scoring some touchdowns. So I'm all in, man. Also,
cash, obviously not, because you don't know if he's going to get more than 7 carries. But in a tournament, I'm looking at 4,400 going. He just scored 20 last week, 20, and that was in a neutral game script, just in a shootout.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, it's sexy. I'm looking at the show sheet, so I'm cheating a little bit, but I do like your Cameron Brate call. We didn't touch on him earlier as somebody who is a super low price opportunity, and so you never know in the red zone who's going to get the ball. Tom Brady likes his tight ends in the red zone. He likes him some.
You like
a lot.
Cameron Brate. I mean, yeah, he's thrown game-ending interceptions where he's targeting Cameron Brate for some reason.
I don't know why. It's crazy. But I will tell you this, because Tampa Bay, they're going up against the Falcons defenses, giving up 9 touchdowns to the tight end position this year and 723 passing yards. So, I mean, you just got to extrapolate that out. That's crazy. That's a lot. That's a shit ton.
Is that bad, Scott? Is that bad?
That's bad. That's bad. That's not good. They're 28th against the tight end position. Well, it's good for Gronk and Brate. It's bad for the Falcons because the Falcons are bad, and they're as bad as white dog shit against people catching football. So
we covered Russell Gage pretty well. Or no, sorry, wrong line there. Josh Reynolds, I like as kind of a contrarian play to your Woods Cup ownership. It looks like Woods is questionable, so he's going to play, but he's a little banged up. Cup is a strong play, but you never know how early that game's going to be over. Like you said, it's going to be a shit fest.
I really like Akers.
There. Oh, Akers going to feast.
Yeah,
Akers going to beast.
Question for you: would you sit Woods for Deontay Johnson? Because I'm playing Akers in that game. I don't know if I play Akers and Woods. This is for championship. My fantasy football quest, not DFS. What do you think about that?
I would do it.
Woods is
Deontay's due for a coming out party where he actually catches most of his targets. And he gets a lot of targets.
He gets so many of them.
And Woods does too, but he might not be running too many routes in the second half. But like if he's banged up and questionable, still probably going to play. That's the first guy they're going to have take a rest if the game's out of reach.
Right. He doesn't need to be there. So, yeah.
And that's where Reynolds comes in. I mean, really.
Yeah. So I had a question for you. Have you seen me look more like Ryan Fitzpatrick ever before in your life? I'm just looking at myself now, and I'm like, "There's Ryan Fitzpatrick." It's when I lose this thing, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. It's gonna be bad. I mean, I got the hair still, It's good. I've got like the hair of Denny Carter, and then like the beard of Fantasy Stoner mixed with John Hemkamp, and then I've got like the personality of I don't know some fat guy, fill in the blank. And I'll tell you one thing real quick. One of my favorite parts of the article I wrote, the white dog shit, was when I did my fill in the blank cliche here.
Yeah, that had me rolling.
I was just letting people like, yeah, choose your own story, man. Like it's your party.
He was like Mad Libs.
Yes.
So, if you don't know what we're talking about, you can read Scott's article where he was punished for losing to me in the head-to-head Thunderdome last week by having to write my DFS preview article for Week 15, and you can read it at nimblewnumbers.com. And it's pretty hilarious because he's lamenting his loss. He's eating white dog shit, literally. So he can get into character like Daniel Day-Lewis. And it was some of the best humor writing I've ever read. And then he actually came up with some decent DFS plays. So I didn't have to clean it up too much for my article today.
Yeah, I'm excited. And Bo dropped his article today. I had one friend who was just like, hey, Scott, where's that Bo shit I need?
We don't want Scott knows DFS.
Scott didn't. He left out that whole article you do. What happened?
I could tell you can't really tell panic from like text, but right. I can tell panic from his text. Yeah. Like, where's my multiplier lineup? I've been writing it all year.
Excuse me, sir? Excuse me. My name is Becky.
Oh my god! So
I had
Cam Sims.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? I like that play a lot because I don't like Terry McLaurin anymore. I don't. I called him Spooky McLaurin, not Scary Terry anymore. So I'm out on him. I faded him last week, and if you faded him with me, then you did a good job and you won your matchup, hopefully, and you didn't play him. I'm saying fade him again this week too. I don't like him with Haskins in there.
Yeah, Haskins is gross. But
so
Seattle corners are really bad. So I mean, it's something you could throw a dart at. Terry McLaurin's still a little bit expensive for the way he's been playing lately. I mean, he's playing. Yeah. It's just he's got nobody to play with him.
Yeah, it's true. I like the play though because it's a dart throw, and I don't think that Haskins is going to be that successful, but he could.
Hey, they're bros from Ohio State. They're Buckeye bros.
Yeah, it's true.
But I like Cam Sims at the other side going up against Shaq Griffin, I think. Basically, if you see that your wide receiver guy is going up against Shaq Griffin, he's going to have a good day.
That's good for you. Yeah, that's a positive thing for your wide receiving core. Yeah, it is. Now, those are some nice dart throws. I like those. I also think
we can't do a DFS episode for Join Our Circle or Fantasy Intervention without mentioning the name Colin Johnson. It's in the contract. Colin Johnson is 6'7". He's very tall. He's actually a demigod. And he's the Jaguars' best receiver, not named DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault, Keelan Cole, or Chris Conley. He's that good.
He's that good. He's the guy you have to mention. Is this like contractually obligated? Like,
yes.
Nice. I did play him last week after Chase was
contractually obligated. Yes.
Yes. I did play him. I didn't win any money though. So
yeah,
I played Keelan Cole too, though, and I got a little lucky with that. Yeah, that was my. Yeah. What do you think about? Are you going to play any wide receivers from that game, or are they just going to get crushed?
I'm playing Colin Johnson.
Oh, I like it. I'm probably not going to play anybody from that game unless it's in my 25-cent, 50-cent stab at the big money. You
could always. I mean, I expect that what I've heard is that all of those guys that were on the COVID watch list are going to be cleared by game time, assuming they test negative. So Hollywood Brown, all those guys, they're going to be playing.
Okay. That's good to know.
So give me Hollywood Brown a dart throw, but not going after Boykin or Duvernay. It's gross. Like that running game for Baltimore is going to be so good that they have no reason to do anything through the air. But Mark Andrews is a smash.
Yeah, I love that.
All of Mark Andrews and then some more. If I could play Mark Andrews at tight end and flex, I would do it.
That's a great play. Mark Andrews is going to crush this week.
Mark Andrews is going to be in every single lineup I build. Every single one.
I love it. Speaking of crushing, let's update the people. People wanted to know in the beginning about the follower. They were like, give us the challenge. So I think you're down by 4 now because I've got 94 and you're at 90. So
how did that happen? That happened like 20 minutes ago.
I don't know. I've not been monitoring it for a while.
I was up by 8 before we started this show. What are you doing on the side over there? You got an alternate camera with your feet on there? Like, what's going on?
No, not at all. No, I don't know what's happening, but and I haven't checked it because I've been with you. But it's the ebbs and flows. Here's the cool part: we're both on track to hit around New Year's Eve to hit our goal of 600. Both of us, like Bo's been up. I was up 15 on Bo. I think the most in this process. Bo's up like 15 on me. Like it's like one of those little races where we're just going back and forth. So if you don't follow us, I'm sure you do, but if you don't follow us, please follow Bo at Bo_Mick Big Time. You don't have to capitalize the Bo or the Mick Big Time, but I capitalize them because that's how it works. And you can follow me at Scott Simpson. I'm at Nimble W Numbers. And and follow Join Our Circle at @JoinOurCircle_. This is the DFS show featuring my guy Bo McBig Time, and he's the best. I
I do the show every week, and I brought Scott on because I don't do the technical side of this whole streaming thing. I'm a guy who just talks in front of a camera and just tell people what I think. That's all I do.
He's the brains.
And I like making money. I like helping people make money. That's the point of the show, is to keep people in on the plays that I'm going to be looking at and kind of breaking down the data a little bit more so that we can go after some good players and make a lot of money on Sunday.
Yeah, I feel this is good. Last week I made $370, which is a nice little pull in. This week I'm hoping for a G. That's my goal. I want to win a G. If I get a G in there, I feel like I'm not. You can lose. I can lose it all. I'll probably play about $400 this week.
I don't have a money goal this week, but I do hope that I beat you, and I do hope that I place in the big tournament.
We do need to get a stakes goal. Like I'm wondering if it can be like Costco related. You know what I mean? I don't know. We can. Yeah. You have special Costco stuff at your Costco that I might not have at mine, and I might have special stuff at my Costco that you might. I don't know.
We'll have to FaceTime our simultaneous trips to Costco.
Yeah. You'll just see me with a stick hitting people who are not 6 feet away from me. I'll be swinging a stick in Costco.
There'll be people hitting you with a stick for the same reason.
I don't get close. Normally, listen, here's the thing about the pandemic. I've been living that pandemic lifestyle for a long time. If you were in my classroom ever, if you ever touched your nose or sneezed, I would just come over with hand sanitizer, napkins, a hazmat suit, and be like, clean yourself up and go out of my classroom and go wash. Yeah, you can't be doing that. That's gross.
Yeah, and I work in kind of a clinical medical setting, so yeah, it's all protocol all the time. So for me, it's like, oh, we have Cavicide here, Cavicide there, Clorox wipes there. It smells like a state-run daycare in my department. So
yeah.
It's
That's tough.
everything is sanitized every time. Every 15 minutes, we're like deep cleaning and disinfecting surfaces and instruments, and yeah, it's something that it's kind of an easy transition, other than having to wear a mask for 9 hours a day. That sucks. No way around that.
No, thankfully I do not have to do that, and I just get to talk on Zoom, and my beautiful face gets to I get to see myself with myself. I don't wear sunglasses though. You know, I'll peel back the truth. Here you go. Here you go.
Oh, put them back on.
Ah! Goddamn. There we go. Okay.
All right. So yeah, to answer Duff's question, we are going to be on for Fast Hard Finish tomorrow night around 11:30 Eastern time. Get ready, baby.
And apparently now we've been talking a special New Year's Eve episode of Fast Hard Finish. Come on, feel the noise. Ooh, I'm very excited. Listen,
Party on, Wayne.
I'm not going to be sober at all for that.
Woo-hoo.
I will
If
not.
you're sober tomorrow, I'm going to be mad at you.
What are you saying?
If you're sober tomorrow, I'll be mad at you. And if you're sober on New Year's Eve, I'll be disappointed.
No. Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't been sober for this whole show. So, yeah, I mean, you know, that's how it goes.
All right. So for Scott Simpson at Nimble Dummy Numbers, I'm Bo_McBigTime. This has been the DFS show on Fantasy Intervention at Join Our Circle _. Have a great night, guys. Love y'all.
Love everybody.